Hello students, welcome to this series of learning through PYQs. We will cover all the PYQs asked from 1995 to 2023. I don't want you to make any notes as you will get this entire presentation as PDF and you can go through it. Just listen carefully and see how nature of questions are changing. Focus on the options and see how they are getting repeated. So what I have done is I have categorically listed questions topic wise to make this easier for you and to understand from where UPSC is asking questions. We will begin with Indus Valley Civilization. One last thing which I want to tell you is that I have tried my level best to include information about every option and I have tried to add images for better retention. Something to note, Jainism and Buddhism topics have been included in the art and culture part, so we will not study them in the ancient part. When we will study the art and culture portion, in that Jainism and Buddhism is covered very nicely with images for better retention, because that is one of the most important topics when it comes to art and culture and ancient medieval. So let's get started with our first topic, Indus Valley Civilization. The last question which was asked from Indus Valley Civilization was in 2021. So in the past 2 years, there haven't been a direct question from Indus Valley Civilization. So that gives us hint that this topic is important as far as this year's prelims is concerned. So let's look at the question which was asked in 2021. Which one of the following ancient towns is well known for its elaborate system of water harvesting and management by building a series of dams and channelizing water into connected reservoirs? The answer of this question is Dholavira. Now, why this question was asked? This question was asked because Dholavira recently at that time got the UNESCO World Heritage Sites tag. So because of that, this was in news and that's why UPSC asked this question. Now let's look at all the options. So Dholavira, located in Gujarat, India, the river which flows through it is Luni. As I told you, UNESCO World Heritage Site, it was granted recently. That's why this question became important. A unique water harvesting system and it has storm water drainage system. So these images are AI generated images. They are generated so that you can remember these facts and for long-term retention basically. Megalithic stone circle, specialized drill, giant water reservoir, stone was used in the construction. So remember this point. An ancient signboard had been found with letters engraved on it. So this was also found, and series of dam, reservoirs and channels. Let's look at the second option, Kalibangan. Now this is located in Rajasthan, India.
On which river? River Ghaggar. So please keep this in mind.
Known for early agricultural practices and fire altars. As you can see in these images, these are real images of Kalibangan. Bengal factory, plowed field surface, camel bones, fire altars, and bronze figure of a bull was also found. So the C option was Rakhigadi. This is located in Haryana, India. Largest Indian site of the Indus Valley Civilization. Now this point is very important, and this is also important that shows all the three phases of the Harappa culture. These images are also real images of Rakhigadi, and the last option which was given in that was Ropad. So Ropad is located in Punjab, and the river which is important to note here is Satluj River. This was the first site to be excavated after independence. And dog buried with human in oval pit. So you can see the dog and man, now they will be buried when they die, and oval. So just to remember this, the image, keep this in mind. And copper axe was found. So as you can see, the copper axe. So try to remember all these things are associated with Ropad. Now there is a map which I have added for you. Now guys, you need to go through this map whenever you can, because most of the sites you can figure out whether they are in India. So geography of a site is very important as far as all of this Indus Valley Civilization sites are concerned. So please go through this map whenever you can, and it will help you a lot, at least to help eliminating the options while solving other questions. Now let's look at the second question. Which one of the following is not a Harappan site? See, I told you, if someone had studied this map in detail, then that person would definitely know the answer for this. So the answer for this is Sogora. So the answer is Sogora, situated in Uttar Pradesh, generally linked to the later part of the Mauryan Empire, which suggests a time frame of 3rd century BC. Sogora is primarily known for an inscribed copper plate inscription, one of the earliest known inscription in Indo-Aryan language. So now, which language was this inscription written in? It was written in Prakrit language. Now, why is this important? Because if UPSC has framed the option, then they could, in future years or this year also, you never know, they could ask about the inscription, like what language was it written in. So that's why this becomes important. And Sogora inscription is significant for its mention of famine relief measures. So now this becomes important as to what was the content of the Sogora inscription. It was famine relief. And now this is the copper plate inscription. So remember these images, these are real images. So real images of Sogora copper plate inscription related to the Mauryan Empire. in which language? Prakrit. So remember all these points. I am repeating them more number of times so that it stays in your mind for a longer time. The second option is Chanudaro, located in Sindh, Pakistan, on the Indus River's right bank, part of the Indus Valley civilization. Then it was discovered in 1931. It exhibited typical Harappan features like grid patterns, reeds, sophisticated drainage system, and standardized fired brick constructions. Economy was an important center for craft production, including bead making. Now, this point is very important. Bead making. The image is also representing the beads making industry, because whenever bead making comes, Chanudaro comes to the mind. So, shell cutting, metalworking, ceramics. Evidence suggests Chanudaro was a trade hub with artifacts indicating connections with distant regions, including Mesopotamia. So, huge trade relations with Mesopotamia. The third option is Kodiji, situated in the Sindh province, a river again Sindh, then represents the pre-Harappan and Harappan phase, known for its early development and transition from pre-urban to urban Indus civilization. So the transition period is well marked in Kodiji, then characterized by fortification and mud brick structures. Kodiji culture is recognized for its distinctive pottery and craftsmanship. The image also represents that. Images are generated for a reason, so that you remember all these points for a longer time. So keep this in mind, sorry. And the last option is Desalpur. So the found in the Kutch district of Gujarat. Time period associated with the mature Harappan phase, roughly dating 2600 to 1900 BCE, then revealed through systematic excavation that uncovered evidence of Harappan civilization's extension into the Kutch region. So earlier we did not know that if it extended to the Kutch region, but now this site proved it that it was extended to the Kutch region. The site includes typical Harappan urban planning elements such as streets laid out in the grid pattern and sophisticated drainage system. So its location suggests it might have been part of the trade routes linking the Harappan sites in Gujarat with those of Sindh, Pakistan. So again, I have added a map, a zoomed version of it. You can see all the important sites here. Dholavira is there, then Lothal is there, then Desalpur is there, Kodiji is here, Kalibangan, Banavali, Rakhigadi, Harappa is here, Mohenjo-daro is here, Sukta, Gendor is here. So all of Chanudaro. So please go through this map. Again, I have put a one map I have put in the first question, and this is the second map, just the zoomed version of it. So for better retention, please go through these maps every day until your exam comes. You will be able to fetch good marks if at all UPSC repeats the theme from Indus Valley civilization. As I told you, the question is due from past 2 years. So let's move to the third question. Which of the following characterizes the people of Indus civilization? They possessed great palaces and temples. They worshipped both male and female deities. They employed horse-drawn chariots in warfare. So only 2 is the correct answer in this. Let's look at the analysis. So the point about great palaces and temples, Indus civilization is not known for large palaces. Their urban planning focused on practicality with advanced drainage system and residential structure. That's why the first statement is wrong. Second, worshipped male and female deities. Evidence suggests worship of both male and female deities, including a mother goddess figure and a male deity. So that is why second option is correct. And the third option is a bit contentious. Horse-drawn chariots in warfare. There is no conclusive evidence of the use of horse-drawn chariots in warfare by Indus Valley civilization. Most depictions of animals do not prominently include horses, and chariots appear in later cultures, usually during the Vedic age. The images are generated by AI, a little bit exaggerated, so don't focus on that. The purpose is only for increasing your retention. Let's move to the next question. Regarding the Indus Valley civilization, consider the following statements. It was predominantly a secular civilization, and the religious element, though present, did not dominate the scene. During this period, cotton was used for manufacturing textiles in India. So both of the statements are correct. Let's look at the analysis. And also, guys, do you see a theme? In 2011, they asked about the secular civilization, and this was correct. And see, in just 2 years after, I guess, yeah, 2 years after that, in 2013, again the theme was repeated. So the repetition of theme is particular with PYQs, and I will show you more PYQs as we, interlinkages of PYQs of 10-15 years earlier how it was asked, and after 10-15 years how it was asked. I'll show you the transitions. So now let's focus on the answer of this question. So predominantly a secular civilization, that is true. focus on practical urban planning, trade and daily life, religious elements present but not dominating. Cotton used for manufacturing textiles, first civilization to use cotton for textile. This point is very important. First civilization, known as pioneers in cotton cultivation and textile manufacturing. So the images have been added accordingly. And let's move to the fifth question. So match list 1 ancient site with archaeological finding and select the correct answer using the codes given below the list. So the list 1 has ancient site. So first Lothal. So Lothal usually has a dockyard. So let's mark it there. Kalibangan, as I told you that there was a plowed field and agriculture is something which is connected with Kalibangan. So Dholavira, we have already studied in the earlier slides that inscription comprising 10 large size signs. I told you in the first slide itself of Dholavira that signboard was found. So this is, so even let's say if we don't know Banavali, so now we know that terracotta plow replica of a plow was found. So the answer of this question becomes B. So let's read about the new sites that we have found here. Banavali, center of pre-Harappan, mature and late Harappan civilization. River here is Rangoi. So keep this river in mind. Oval shaped settlement, barley grains, lapis lazuli, that is a blue gem basically, and fire altars. Accordingly, the image is created. All of the barley, lapis lazuli, so just a depiction. Fire altar, everything is mentioned. And in Lothal, important naval trade site, port and dockyard, granaries, rice husk, double burial, meaning male and female together. This kind of sites have been found. And river, confluence of Bhogavo and Sabarmati river. Keep the river in mind. The citadel was not walled off but was built at a height. The entire settlement was fortified and sections within the town were also separated by walls. So dockyard is also shown. Images again representing the facts shown written in the description. Now the site of Dholavira is exactly copied from the first slide, as you can see, and the Kalibangan slide is also copied. Now if you guys see, this question is in 2002 and in 2021, I guess, yeah, in 2021 they asked a question about these sites. So Dholavira is mentioned, Kalibangan is mentioned. So if you read about them at that time, you would know about the water harvesting system and all this thing. So again, saying that themes do repeat, like 2002 question being repeated in 2021. So 2002 to 2021. So that's why this PYQ series is very important. So please keep on following this. Let's move on to our next question. Just give me a second. Yeah. So the next question, question number 6. Which one of the following animals was not represented on the seals and terracotta art of the Harappan culture? So the answer of this is cow. Now let's look at the descriptive solution. So cow, camel, horse, lion were not depicted on the seal. Keep this in mind. CCHL. These things were not depicted on seals. Unicorn, basically bull, was the most common animal represented on the seal. So now this looks like a unicorn, so that's why the bull thing mentioned. The seals were usually made of steatite and occasionally of agate, shirt, copper, faience, and terracotta. Gold and ivory with beautiful figures of animals such as unicorn, bull, rhinoceros, tiger, elephant, bison, goat, buffalo, etc. Realistic rendering of these animals in various modes. Purpose mainly commercial. So commercial, mainly the purpose of the seals was commercial. Seals were also used as amulets. So but the word mainly is written, not like 100%. So some part of the seals was used for amulets carried on persons of their owners, perhaps as modern day identity cards. So seals were engraved in pictographic script which is yet to be deciphered. Remember this fact, the Harappan civilization script is not yet deciphered. Most remarkable seal is one depicted with a figure in the center and animals around identified as Pashupati or Proto-Shiva. Now this is the Pashupati seal, most famously known for the Indus Valley civilization. Whenever the topic of seals come, Pashupati seal is mentioned. So what all things are there in Pashupati seal? Elephant and tiger on the right side. So as you can see, elephant and tiger on the right side, and on the left side, rhinoceros and buffalo. So rhinoceros and buffalo, plus two antelopes below the seat. So two antelopes, antelope is basically a type of deer. So two antelopes are mentioned below the seat. So remember all these points. A question could be framed, you never know. If you want to watch the complete video, then just go to my profile and you will see the link for this course. I have made a course on PYQs of past 29 years, and with evidence I have shown you how sometimes questions get repeated right from the options. In 8 hours you can get done with all the PYQs where I have analyzed each and every option in detail. If you have seen the previous year papers of ancient, medieval and art and culture history, they look random, and I agree that they are random, but PYQs can help you get those precious 2-3 questions which can decide whether you will clear the prelims or not. So go to the link in my bio and buy this course. You will not regret this.